Hello, I'm Martinez. My name is Itzell, and I'll be having my next giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers. I will have questions during the live, and when I reach 450, I'll do the questions again in a premiere. Right now, let's see what palettes are up for grabs this go round. So be sure to share me out to help me get there. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Good morning, everyone. I'm Martinez. My name is Itzell. It's Mask Monday. We'll be using this mask today, and we'll be reading 3 Reddit stories because why not? So let me know if you missed last week's Get Ready With Me and you're here today, if you would want me to continue reading Reddit stories. I decided to do it since I like listening to them, and I thought, why not? And I did pretty good last week, so let's hope, today's good as well. All right, this mask is meant to stay on for 15 to 20 minutes. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. It's not too bad. All right, so let's read the stories. So, the first one we have is a skincare story, and then we have one that's, I guess, the best way I can describe it is hygiene, but gross. And the last one is baby naming. So, some people get very worked up about that. This story might make you angry. It made me angry, and it's 3 years old. I know it's an older story, but it was like right at the top and it stuck out so much, and I'd be very upset if this happened to me. So, for the skincare story, am I the a hole for hiding my girlfriend's skincare? Why would you do that? Basically, I hid my girlfriend's skincare collection. I was planning on throwing it all away until she freaked out about it. My girlfriend has had sort of an obsessive hobby with buying skincare since before me. It's only gotten worse since we started dating about 4 years. We're both 23. She picks up extra shifts on the weekend just to afford the newest, most interesting products. At first, I was supportive of her hobby whatever makes her happy, I guess. But lately, I've been struggling to understand why she buys these things. We have separate bathrooms, and in every single drawer is another toner, cleanser, or exfoliant. She's in school to become a dermatologist, but seriously, I don't know anyone in school with this much of a collection. I've tried for months to tell her this isn't healthy and she needs help, but she tells me because she pays the bills in our apartment and for food and other hobbies, she's allowed to do whatever she wants with her extra money. But to me, it's completely wasteful. She's gorgeous with incredibly lovely pillow soft skin with not a single scar. She literally has the best skin everywhere on her body. It's like she's been effing airbrushed. This doesn't matter to her though, as she is always having packages show up and new additions to her collection. Here's where I think I'm messed up. Like, excuse me? Like, we're taking a break. For me, She's paying all the bills. She's going to school for full time. Like, what? She can do what she wants with her money. Even if you don't understand it or you don't agree with it. Now, I haven't seen anybody's skincare collection be this big, but normally what I see, watching a lot of, people that do a lot of makeup and get a lot of PR, they do have an insane amount of makeup and they probably do have an insane amount of skincare as well. They just don't show it on camera. So it's like it can happen. And if you want to be a dermatologist, then it makes a lot of sense that you want to try out as many products as you can. So when your clients want recommendations, you have lots of knowledge. Let me know what you think. My girlfriend spends about 12 hours in a double shift at work. And after she left, I decided to load all of her skincare in multiple black trash bags and just put them in my truck. I wasn't going to go crazy and throw them away. I know this stuff is worth $3,000 to $4,000. Some of this is literally in effing boxes. I just wanted to try to show her she didn't need any of it. When she came home at around 12 a.m., exhausted and just wanted to wash her face, she has to. All of her products were missing, obviously. She immediately came to me in almost hysterics about how everything is gone and she thinks we were robbed. I told her we weren't and she doesn't need all that stuff because she's beautiful already. I told her I took it away. She didn't say where because she didn't need all this garbage. Within seconds, her mood changed and she wouldn't even look at me. She took her blankets to the couch and slept there, crying. She was being so dramatic, I decided to just get the stuff from my truck. I brought the bags in and dumped them on the floor, and she started sobbing. She said some of them were gifts from her father that passed away, and she thought she would never see them again. He apparently wasn't good at gift giving, but knew this passion of hers. Yeah. I don't know why that was relevant. Am I the a hole? I literally gave her stuff back, and I don't believe her dad would just suddenly give her gifts, as she said in the past he struggles with buying gifts. I really don't want to lose her. I want to marry her. She is the most beautiful woman and kind soul I've ever met. Yeah. You can't make decisions like that for somebody. You can't convince me otherwise. You cannot take somebody's makeup and skincare and throw it away or have the intentions of throwing it away. I would be livid if my makeup and skincare was missing. Like, why did you take my stuff? Like, sure, if you don't think I need it, that's fine. That's your opinion. If I need it, love it, whatever, that's fine as well. And for me, when I was sick, like in the wintertime, and I was so sick I couldn't do my skincare for like 3 to 5 days. I can't remember the exact time. My skin was so dry. Oh, it gave me the ick. So it's like, yeah, you don't know what kind of skin she has. And you say her skin is so beautiful, probably because she has an amazing skincare routine. Like, take all that away, and who knows what she's left with. You don't know if her skin's dry, combination, oily, any of that, because you don't know about skincare. Like, let her have her passion. She's going to school, like, and she's gonna be in that field where it's just like she knows a lot about skincare. So, yeah, to me, it was completely unnecessary. Like, why would you do that? And like this, I don't know how I ended up with one like under and one over, but yeah. Let's get this one out too. All right, there, that's better. Next story. This is the gross one I told you about. So, this woman is 30 and her husband is 27. He he smears boogers in random spots of the house and she's losing her mind. Okay, that's gross. I started really noticing it a year ago when we were moving. I was disassembling his computer desk to get ready for a big move coming up, and that's when I found his first stash. He would pick his nose and smear it on the underside of his desk. There were hundreds. It was covered. It was He had also been wiping them on the wall next to him. I obviously brought it up to him and had him clean his own mess at this point. All he could do was grin in what I assume to be embarrassment. He swore he wouldn't do it anymore. Fast forward a few days ago, I was looking for something on on the floor under our desk. They're back they're back to back. And I happened to look up and notice again covered. Brought it up to him again and same thing. Then just now I'm laying in our bed and out of the corner of my eye right next to my face is another booger that he just smeared into our comforter. That's gross. I'd lose my mind too. I'm pretty upset. That's gross. Everyone picks their nose from time to time. I'm by no means acting above it. We're human, but to just smearing them everywhere, to just be smearing them everywhere, especially in shared areas like our bed, I'm afraid to even think that they're probably on our sofas and wherever else he sits and doesn't want to move from. It's kind of ruining my attraction to him at this point. I feel like this is a thing that children do. I'm considering just turning our guest bedroom into my own bedroom. I don't know if that's overreacting, but I don't want to be rolling around in boogers, especially during intimate times, but I don't want to have to sleep apart from my husband either. This all feels so effing silly. I'm mostly just shouting into the void, but would also like some insight on the situation. How can I get through to him how gross and kind of disrespectful it actually is? Honestly, I don't know how to get through to him because you talked to him twice about it. The only thing I can suggest marriage counseling, like hopefully the counselor can get through to him and let him know like this is not okay. Like, what? Why would you do that? Just have tissues with you always. Put them in the tissues. Why would you do this? It's so gross. I don't know. How would you handle the situation? Let me know. Because really, I think they need counseling. Like, I think she's pretty good, but he's just not receptive to like listening to her. So they really need to go. Other than that, I can't think of anything else she could do differently because I don't think she would want to bring other people into, this because it's like if he's like a mama's boy and like only listens to his mother, then it's like that would be another route. But it's just like maybe that would backfire. I don't know. So tell me how you would handle this situation. Would you sleep in the other room? Okay, third story. Am I the a-hole for firmly telling my mom that my daughter will never be named after her daughter? Before I was born, my parents had a daughter, my sister. She passed when she was 2 while my mom was expecting me. Ever since the death, my mom has been in grief, struck, stuck, sorry, has been stuck in grief and has been unable to move on in a healthy way. My dad bailed when I was a baby, and the relationship with my mom was rough. Growing up, I heard all about the sister who had passed before I was born. My mom would have us in extreme mourning on the anniversary, my sister's birthday, and the anniversary of the day she found out she was pregnant. She'd pull me out of school, and I couldn't do anything those days. We didn't celebrate Christmas because my mom said there was nothing worth celebrating without her. Wow, that was me. Like, that's so heartbreaking. Mom would get upset if I wanted to celebrate my birthday. Then she'd throw parties and have photos of my sister displayed around the house and yard for everyone in attendance to see her. She told me it was also a way for me to have my sister at my birthday parties. Whenever I had friends over, she would talk an obsessive amount about my sister. She made them so uncomfortable. I started dating my wife as a teenager. I did my best to keep her away from my mom. The first time they met, mom talked about my sister the whole time, showed off her baby pictures and home movies of her, and spoke nothing about me. My wife asked what I was like as a baby and asked to see photos of me, but mom couldn't stop talking about her most precious little girl. When I moved out of my mom's house, our relationship strained more because I refused to mourn those 3 days that his mom made him. So, okay. And I also started to celebrate Christmas. My mom was so mad. She yelled at me on the phone that I was a monster and how could I care so little about my sister that passed on. I shouldn't be able to act like those days are normal days or like we have anything to be happy about at Christmas. We were very low contact for a few years, and then she reached out to me and we talked, and I told her she needed to get help because I could not live like that anymore, and I couldn't live with the feeling like I didn't matter to her. She apologized and promised she would be better, and she was until now. My wife and I are expecting a baby girl. And a few days ago, my mom declared that she couldn't wait to meet baby Ella. Ella being my sister's name. I told her we weren't using the name, and my mom freaked. She told me I couldn't possibly have a little girl and not name her after my sister. She told me Ella deserved to be honored and remembered, and how could I do this to her and to my sister? And where was the love for my sister? I told her to stop. She said I had to use the name, and she would tell my wife the same thing. Her daughter deserved that. I told her I will never name my daughter after hers, and after seeing her reaction to me not using the name Ella, that I regretted us getting back in touch because she will never stop wanting everything to revolve around that loss. My mom yelled, oh, sorry. My mom called me an evil bastard for wanting to erase my sister. Am I the a-hole? No. Like, you cannot convince me. Now it's time to take this off. You cannot convince me otherwise. You are entitled to name your child whatever you want. Um, some people go crazy. Some people pick names that are sentimental. Like, it could be honoring a family member. It can be, you know, honoring yourself. Like, there are people that are like, you know what? My favorite flower is a rose, so I'm naming my child Rose. Or they're like Rosalie or Rosalind or something to that effect, and maybe calling their child Rose or Rosie. Like, that's okay. And then it's just like, you know, you don't have to name your child after anybody just because I'm gonna put this on in a second. It's a moisturizer. So you don't have to honor somebody if you don't want to when you name your child. You can name them whatever you want. That's okay. You have that right as the parents. I think after all this time, it's been like, how old did he say he was? He did not say he was. He didn't give his age. So you can only assume 20 something to 30 something years this has been going on, that she has not let herself truly grieve the loss to the point where she's okay, you know, celebrating. And it's just like, you have this child, you have another child, and you act like they're the ones that aren't here. Like, that's not okay. When you're grieving so much, you forget you have another child. That's not okay. That's not right. And I feel so bad for this man. Like, how his dad is like, he understood it was a lot, and he's like, I can't deal with this. Like, maybe it was a loss, maybe it was also how crazy she was. But to leave your child in that situation and not try to fight for them, like, that's so sad. And it's like, I can't imagine anybody saw, like, on the outside, didn't see this, didn't see all the red flags, and saw how he needed to be parted from her. Like, and honestly, if someone did do that, grandma, whoever, I'm not sure she would have even cared, because it's like her only care was her child that had passed on. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? How do you think, you know, should he have handled it differently? Should he have had should he have said something like, before, we're not going to honor anybody in our child's name? Because I don't think that's something that should have been stated. Like, or do you think it was always going to end this way? Do you think losing this child, like him going complete no contact, never communicating with her anymore, will change anything? And they didn't say, but thank goodness, like, they didn't like name, like, have one picked out for their child that had Ella in it, like Stella, because she would have just shortened the name. Um, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Personally, I think it's nobody's business what you name your child, and this mother needs help. She needs serious counseling to work through whatever she needs to work through, to where she can celebrate. She can see that for whatever reason, her baby wasn't meant to be here, and it's sad and it's heartbreaking. But she has another child, and she missed out on so much because she was focusing on the child that was not there. Maybe she'll have a wake up call, maybe she won't. So I hoped you enjoyed this video, and be sure to give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know, would you want to hear any more Reddit stories in the future, because I'm debating, I'm going back and forth. I really do like it a lot. So bye.